Hello everybody and welcome to our new semester. And in this video, I am going to talk about our syllabus and what we are going to do in the Game Engines class, GMNG 4312. As I mentioned, this game is Gaming 4312. You would have to check with your Blackboard and your PeopleSoft services to make sure which section you're in. And I will be teaching this class this semester. My office location is in 239, and the hours for this class are going to be, for the office hours are going to be Tuesdays between 7 to 8 p.m. You can contact me at any time you wish outside of these office hours, although I will be in the office and available for you during those hours, both personally in my office or on the link that is placed on the online section. Or you can also call my office phone number at 361-570-4204 or by email to set up an appointment. I'm going to talk about the syllabus of this class and what we are going to do. And basically, the way that the class is organized is that you would have your online Blackboard shell, and when you go on and log on to your Blackboard and click on the link of this course, you will have, on the front page of the course, you'll have 4 sections: course contents, PowerPoint slides, readings, and the online meeting room. As I said, online meeting room is going to be online, and in this location, all you need to do is just to click on a link and log in with your student account, or you can call my office or stop by in my office. And then in each unit of the class, kind of periodically, these units will be updated and uploaded onto the Blackboard, rather made available on the Blackboard. And what's going to happen is that in each unit, you would have a combinations of lecture videos, PowerPoint slides, or reading assignments from the textbooks. And so some units, we may have videos and PowerPoint slides and readings and assignments. Some units, we may only have readings and assignments and PowerPoint slides, but no videos. In some units, we may not have an assignment, but having videos and slides, and so on. And so if you have taken courses with me previously, you should know practically how things go. And if not, this would be a good, I guess, start to get kind of a sense of how these online classes are being taught. So in this class, we are interested in learning about how graphics game engines are used, and also other high-level APIs are used to develop and design simulations and games. And so these tools and techniques are called game engines. And so we're going to focus on learning about these engines. And so ideally, as the course description on the catalog talks about, is the main engine of the course is Unreal Tournament. However, there is the Unreal technology. We still use the Unreal technology, but we are going to, majority of the class are going to use Unreal Engine 4, which is the latest release of the Unreal Engine, towards the end of the class. But at the beginning of the class, we start learning about how to use the Visual Studio and the C++ programming language in order to build our tools in the game as a game engine in Ogre, which is a nice and easy open access graphics rendering engine. And the prerequisites of this class are 3317, so I expect the majority of the students be familiar and capable of effectively understanding the contents of that course before they jump into this class. What we are going to do as part of student learning objectives is to understand the history behind game engines, and also state-of-the-art game engines that are currently available and used in the market. Also learn about and get hands-on experience with graphics rendering engines and how you can actually go from code to rendering. And finally, be able to develop projects with code-based as well as visual scripting-based game engines, which Unreal Engine provides both of these tools. There are 2 required textbooks that I would like the students to have. Ogre 3D 1.7, which is a packed publishing textbook, and Game Engine's architecture, that actually we are going to use the second edition of this textbook. And also, my own textbook is coming out in this August, and so I'm recommending for the visual scripting parts of the class to use the 3 chapters of this textbook, and it's called Game Development and Simulation with Unreal Technology. And I've provided the ISBNs for these texts for you to be able to access. The technology we're going to use are effectively hardware and software that are compatible with your usual desktop computer or a laptop computer that actually has a dedicated graphics card. If you don't have one, please contact me and I can give you pointers to a couple of inexpensive graphics cards by NVIDIA that you can actually go and purchase and place in your desktop. But hopefully your personal computers have these kinds of graphics rendering hardware that you could use so that you will be able to do the game engine's programming. If not, the computer labs that we have in Sugarland and in Victoria both have access and have those kind of computers, so you can actually use those computer labs. The operating systems that we use are going to be Windows or Mac or Linux, and so any version of operating systems should work. We're going to use Visual Studio tools, and specifically we are going to use Visual C++ compilers. And the majority of the work that we're going to do that works with the Ogre engine is going to use Visual Studio 2012 or 2013. Both will work. However, if you want it to work towards the latter part of the class, the code of the Unreal Engine is compatible with Visual Studio 2013. So I strongly recommend you to start with Visual Studio 2013, even from the beginning of the class. And all the lecture videos that I've created, all of them are within the Visual Studio 2013. But you can get by until probably about the 2/3 of the semester, maybe a little bit less, with Visual Studio 2010 or 2012. We are going to use 2 SDKs, the Ogre SDK, which I'll show you how to download and from where to get it, and I think in the Unit 4, and Unreal Engine 4.8, I think is the engine that we are currently looking at, but by the time we probably get to it, it may be 4.9 or something. In this class, I'm expecting to have about 5 homework assignments, and these homework assignments may be coding homework assignments or just write up an essay-based homework assignments, and we're looking at about 30% of your final grade, your overall grade, to be dedicated to this homework assessment tools. You will be looking at about 2 projects in each of them, or rather, the average of both these assignments would be counting about 15% of your overall grade. We'll have a midterm that would be scheduled later on in the semester. You will have at least 2 weeks notice to do it, to get ready for the midterm, but it's going to be roughly around week 7 or 8 of the semester, and 1 final project. The midterm will count about 25%, and the final project is about 30% of your grade. And obviously, I'm including 5% extra credit that will be calculated based on your participation in the class. And participation in the class means effectively doing things that are not required. So for example, there are discussions that are there. You might be able to help your fellow students, fellow classmates with the problems that they may have. So there's going to be forums on the discussion board for you to participate in the class. Obviously, just returning your homework on time is not, I don't count that as participation, because it's used for a portion of your grade. So we don't want to be double dipping. The grade scale for this class is effectively simple and easy. So if the students make a grade of 87 or more, you are going to be looking at an A. Between 75 and 87 is going to be a B, and so on and so forth. So it's practically like almost any other class that you have. The grade rubric and numbers may be different, but that's pretty much it. The projects and homework assignments must be submitted by the due date. And by the due date, I mean before the due date. So if the due date is Monday at 11:59 p.m., that is the cutoff date. However, if you're 1 day or 2 days late, I still accept your assignments, but you would be severely penalized, and I will not accept any assignments that are more than 2 days late. However, if you have any special circumstance that was out of your control and you had the assignment but you just couldn't submit it, that I can take into consideration those circumstances. But what I expect is for the students to let me know in advance of the due date. So if you miss the due date and like 3 days later tell me, oh, I had a problem and I couldn't turn in the assignments, that would make it very, very difficult for you to submit and convince me that it was a special circumstance. I will give you another due date, and so you would have to adhere about the new deadline. The tentative schedule that we have for this class is basically start with the introduction. We'll talk a little bit about what we are going to do, which we already have, and there's going to be an introduction homework in Unit 1 that you will receive and you will start working on. Then we talk about software engineering for games and the kinds of tools that are used for game engine programming, at which point you will receive your homework too. And then we'll talk about Ogre. And so we spent about a few weeks before the midterm about Ogre, and we'll have several computer labs, or rather programming labs, that you will use Ogre to develop 3D graphics and effectively interactive graphics that would become, eventually, if you work on them, become a game. Then we'll have your midterm exam, and after the midterm exam, we will start working with Unreal Engine. So basically, by the end of this class, you should be fluent with 2 engines, the Ogre engine, which is completely code-based, and then the Unreal Engine. We start with blueprints, and that's where I'm recommending my textbook that has 3 chapters on blueprints. So you could actually get, rather actually 4 chapters on blueprints. And so you could get a good sense of how to work with blueprints in Unreal Engine and develop games in that technology. And then we will start working on code-based programming, engine programming. And so you will get access to those. If we get to it, and we might not, I'm throwing in an optimization and memory management section for you to consider, which would be kind of like advanced programming topics. But I sincerely doubt that we might get into that advanced topic. If we do, that would be great. If not, we can actually still cover all of the objectives for this class so far. So please go ahead on your Blackboard and access the syllabus that is placed on the syllabus and schedule section to kind of get a sense of how this class is. You would get a copy of the syllabus and go through it and make sure that you read and understand this process and what we are going to cover in this class, and get a good sense of what's going on. Once you've done that, then please go ahead to your course contents. And then from the course contents, you will basically, when you click on the introductions, Unit 1 introductions, you will see the lecture videos and all the contents of this class. So when you click on the lecture video, you probably already have, and you will see this intro video. But from that point on, start downloading your unit slides and go to the further readings, and it basically tells you what will be covered in this unit. And it is going to be this unit is going to be reading heavy, so please go through the slides, go over them, and also read chapter 1 of your textbook, Game Engines Architecture, which is basically the readings for this unit. And then make sure that you click on the homework assignment, download the homework and work on it, and submit it by the deadline. And also go ahead and participate in discussions that are posted in this unit. Obviously, we will have discussions that will cover what you learn in each unit, and also there's going to be a free forum for everybody to post any kind of questions or problems they've had with either the programming labs or the contents of the class, so that everybody will be able to help each other as kind of peer learners and build some teamwork in this class together as well. With this, I welcome you to the Game Engines class, and I hope that you have a fantastic semester and that you enjoy this class, and that this class will be an educational and useful class for you for your professional endeavors. All right, I will close up this lecture video, or rather the introduction video, and I will let you go get back to it and get busy learning about the introductions to game engines. And I'll talk to you in the next unit.